Hey guys, welcome back to Sherlock Holmes. I'm dressed, ready to go to Verna Vogel's party. Actually, I think he did give us a mask as well, so let's pop that on. Where is that mask? Ah, there. I think it's this one. Okay, we're ready to go. So it's on Turquoise Lane across from the Grand Abbey. The Grand Abbey is here. Turquoise Lane is here, so it must be this great big mansion. Not too far away already, but let's just fast travel here, head across to the east. And we should get there in no time. It must look a bit weird running down this street in these clothes.
Hello.
Why am I going north? Anyway, I'll head to the market. I thought I was heading more towards the east. Let's run around this way to the square. I think this is it, actually. There's the Abbey there. Turquoise Lane's on the other side, but looks like this is the entrance here.
Welcome to the Manches mansion.
Okay. Let's head on inside. What a strange party.
Welcome, sir. I do hope you enjoy yourself.
Enjoy the evening, sir. There is still plenty of time before the grand finale.
All right.
What if I write an article about these people here? Can you help me gather information about Cordona's elite?
You have such pretty hands. What can you do with them?
What are you doing up there, John?
My goodness, Sherlock, they made a blood fountain.
No, John, it's definitely not blood, just wine. The whores, at a guess?
Now, I don't know which one of these is Verna Vogel. Who are you?
I need a rest from my insatiable wife.
My husband thinks I am playing bridge here.
I guess we'll just wander around and have a chat with people.
Sherlock! Friend! I wasn't sure you'd come.
Verna, I see you are not yourself.
The more time you spend here in Cordona, the more I feel it my duty to bring you into our world and show you all we have to offer.
And what is on offer today?
Pleasure, indulgence, relief, and relaxation. You've earned some time for yourself, have you not?
Those who know me would say I'm incapable of it.
Nonsense. I refuse to believe there is anyone permitted to know Sherlock Holmes.
You may be right.
Then free yourself from inhibition and expectation. The night is young, and so are the guests. You should try to enjoy both. It's not healthy for handsome men to spend every night alone, and certainly not in a house filled with such melancholic memories.
I must admit, my travels have proven more taxing than expected. I'm less confident in my life and myself. Time of relaxation seems a distant dream.
So can I tempt you with a physical aid to your moral consolations? There's wine, of course, and something to smoke, or perhaps an artificial paradise? Yes, something more spiritual, a potentiator to sharpen the mind. A 7% solution of, well, that'd be telling, but you must try it.
My mind already operates at a far higher level than most. I struggle to believe anything could improve it. My ultimate duty is to provide the world with truth, and I do that perfectly well as is.
Duty? You've never cared about that before.
Of course I do. Exposing a lie, revealing a fact, that is a moral responsibility.
That's not morality. Morals are what happens afterwards when truth collides with consequence. Do you ever follow up on cases you solved? Do you ever see what happened next, visit the victims, ensure justice is served in the courts? And how do you choose where to direct your attention? Are there not deserving causes to which your brilliance could be applied but isn't?
You ascribe me more power than I possess. I have a narrow skill set and work within that mandate. What occurs afterward is irrelevant.
With every action or inaction, you place a finger on the scales of morality. Many in the city would see you as abdicating your responsibility.
I haven't.
Not me, of course. Morality is subjective, just like truth. There is little to be gained from indulging in it, and far better things to indulge in. Now I must insist on easing any burdens I've placed upon your shoulders. Show yourself a kindness, and try this rather delectable concoction.
If this solution truly does assist with thinking, then well, perhaps it would be puerile to overlook an opportunity to study it. I'll take it with me.
Yes, Sherlock. Very good. And now, our evening begins in earnest. I just remembered. I'm sorry, Sherlock. My mind's delightfully impaired. Please take this key. It opens the altar room, past the library.
Pardon? Altar room? What now, Verna?
Go quickly and find our Fabio. Only you can make him talk. I'll join you in a minute.
Okay, we're going to take a look around and see what we can find. We do have a little something interesting from Verna. I think that's how Sherlock got introduced to drugs in the later the later novels. He definitely was taking something to help with his imagination. Let's take a look around and see who's here. Who's Q? Obsessed with exorcism.
Codex Orchis. Why does this occult book sound like a flower?
It's a little bit crowded around here.
You know what was here before Manches' family bought it.
Okay, find out the eerie history of the mansion. Alright, let's start. Cultist architecture. Nope. Ruins? Magic circle? Okay. Before Manches' family, the mansion was owned by an occultist architect. He dedicated his life to conducting a powerful ritual from the Forgotten Tome, but the ordinary magic circles proved too weak for it. That was why he built this mansion. A keen eye might notice that its shapes correspond with certain magical symbols and some walls have cavities. One day the architect simply disappeared. An ash stain on the floor was all that remained. Perhaps he was successful in his endeavour.
That's what I like about this party. Bring me more dirt, Sherry. One more piece, and I can expose these base hedonists. Curtains do not guarantee privacy.
And you still need a crack, despite being ethereal.
John wants us to listen in on one more conversation, so I'll just walk around and see if we can find someone to listen to.
Manches had to enforce the masks after the scandal.
Okay, uncover the identity disclosure scandal. Okay. Political crisis. Someone was sick. Lost bet. Offended Duchess. Nope. Okay, missed something there. Let's wait a second. I'll try again.
Manches had to enforce the masks after the scandal.
After the scandal. Uncover the identity. Invited priest. Fired. Someone was sick. Too poor to attend. Offended Duchess. Lost bet. Political crisis. Cheating groom. Yep. No? Okay.
Manches had to enforce the masks after the scandal.
Those three were right, though. Usually there's three you need to find. I guess there's a fourth one. Okay. Too ugly without mask. Lost bet. Fired? Okay, that's number 4. We've got political crisis, offended Duchess, and cheating groom. People described a scandal from a previous party. Vice Governor Cowden was found by his wife to be a Prussian Duchess in the company of young men. Although the marriage was intended to be a political one, the emotions of the Duchess were real. The incident instigated a political crisis between Cordona and Prussia. Although there were only a few notes of protest, the governor fired his protege.
I'll pin them down, this scoop. Thank you, Sherlock.
Okay. John's challenge. John the journalist. Okay. Right, so where are we with this case? Vogel's testimony. Need to talk to someone called Fabio. Got the key to the altar room. We passed John's challenge to listen in on some of the rumours. Right, key to altar room. There seems to be only one room I can go in. That's this white one here. The stairs, I think, are closed off.
My God. Was he here this whole time?
Okay, I guess we're not going to get him to talk, are we? Right, start from the head.
A blunt force trauma may have suffered an internal hemorrhage. This golden handle has a bloodstain on it. The dagger is heavy and sharp, but lacks balance.
Okay, ritual dagger.
This worm-like sigil has been drawn with his own blood.
Sigil. Okay, so whacked over the head, stabbed. I've got a sigil there, there's a tattoo. Covers a mark.
This crude
slave
tattoo
branding.
partially covers a slave branding.
Okay.
The victim has clenched the fabric so firmly in his fist that it's nigh impossible to remove it.
Alright, there's a lot of blood. What else are we looking for here?
The wound is deep. A precise strike reached the heart. He died right here.
Okay. So he died on the table. Fabio was dead when I found him. This masterfully forged dagger is heavy and unbalanced, but sharp. Its handle is made of gold. The handle has a blood stain on it. There's a lot of blood around, mainly coming from a wound in his chest. The lacerations on his head seem to be from blunt force trauma. The left fist of the victim was clutching fabric. Fabio met his death here. A worm-like sigil on the victim's stomach was drawn with his blood, most probably. The victim had appeared to cover his slave branding with a crude tattoo. There's another room. There's some markings here on the wall. Let me have a look at them.
The sign reminds me of the astrological symbol for Mars. This one
Venus.
looks like a twisted symbol of Venus, drawn in a hurry. The ointment smells mouse-like. I presume it is an aphrodisiac prepared from a Spanish fly. This oil has a slight aroma of flowers and olive. This elaborate box must be for the ritual dagger. The herbs here are Salvia divinorum. They have a slight hallucinogenic effect to emphasize the ceremony.
Okay, let's go to the next room.
Enough cigars to burn down the entire mansion.
Okay, someone was smoking one not long ago.
Why don't people tidy up after themselves?
Okay, there's blood on the wine bottle.
Blood. A sturdy bottle met a not-so-sturdy human. It didn't break only because it was unopened.
Alright, so Fabio was hit on the head by the bottle, it seems.
An open wound spoiled the carpet.
Okay, it's the smoking lounge. Okay, droplets of blood, so we're going to pin this. Take a look around.
The wounded
droplets of
person
blood.
was here for some time. A bloody handprint on an armchair.
Looks like a left hand. And they came through this way.
A person leaned against the doorframe. They left a smudged trail of blood. There appear to be no further traces leading to the altar.
So maybe Fabio was whacked over the head with the bottle. He tried to escape, he stumbled onto the chair, stumbled onto the door frame, and then perhaps was taken to the altar over there. Seems like that's what has happened. See if there's anything else in this room.
What about a quick pillow fight?
Okay.
The pitcher is empty, but with puddles around it. Blood clots are adhered to the sides of the drain.
Okay, someone tried to wash off the blood.
Identical to the robes the guests are wearing. This is a different ritual.
I found a scenario of some sort of ritual with a remark written at the beginning. It says, read and rehearse this rite, Manches. The naked woman lies on the altar on a bed of flowers, symbolizing Mother Gaia. The one who leads the ritual oils the body of the woman to awaken her inner fertility. Participants should chant at this moment and call for the man who can please Mother Gaia. Then the man who will impersonate the principle of life may come in to engage in sexual congress with her. Yes, a different ritual. Perfume.
A useful tool for a disguise arsenal.
Don't ignore the guests, Matista, and stop boring them. They don't want to hear about your stupidities. They want to feel how beautiful they are and how generous you can be towards them. You are here to please and celebrate life. Remember, each guest paid a great deal to be with you. Manches.
How can anyone accept such behaviour?
Props, decorations, and tools for a more detailed set.
Okay, some earrings.
Handcrafted and luxurious cufflinks. There's also a note. For my Fabio, Manches.
Okay, a key with F on it.
The key is similar to the one that Vogel gave me. The capital F on the key fob might refer to Fabio.
Perhaps.
Would you recognise me in one of these? I suppose not.
Okay. Oh, gee.
Similar to the guests' robes, apart from the bloodstains.
Oh, we're back out here. Right. Alright, Verna, what's going on?
Verna, care to explain what is going on here?
On nights like these, it's not unusual for some attendees to get a little exuberant. It's part of the appeal. Unfortunately, it appears things have gotten out of hand. Yes, some are more prone to bend the rules of morality.
That's murder. I doubt there's anything left to bend. Why did you not tell me immediately? We were chatting about trivial matters for some time.
If I'm completely honest, Sherlock, I've consumed a rather potent cocktail of substances. My attention slips and drifts. But I'm glad I thought to call for you.
You sent me a disguise.
Oh dear, did I? Well, since I found the body, Mr. Manches has agreed that you can investigate the matter. I promise my mind will behave itself going forward.
All right. Pull yourself together, Verna. What is it about these nights that you are so eager to share with me?
Well, they're not always in the evenings, but they are in the shadows. People gather to test their boundaries in a safe and consensual atmosphere, often with more stains than your typical crime scene. But that is the point. Who are we to judge?
I suppose that's fair. What about today, then? Was anything different?
Well, I was invited as a special guest. It was supposed to be a time of both divine and carnal pleasures. A scratch for every unconventional itch.
I imagine you're reeling from your shattered expectations.
On the contrary, there is still spectacle, stimulation, and release, merely in a different form. I like to let life entertain me.
Or death. Mr. Manches is the owner of the manor, yes?
And the host of Cordona's most memorable parties. He promises even the ugliest guest a partner for the night. And for the ones with more unconventional tastes, Mr. Manches provides other services.
What a caring person.
You cannot begin to imagine.
How did you discover the body? In between guzzles of alcohol?
I was set to perform in a fecundity rite with Fabio, and came to inquire further. It was a staged ritual where he was to play the principle of life.
And the rehearsal was unsuccessful?
Huh. Who knows? I found him alone on the altar, his blood dripping to the floor.
And then?
Then I called Mr. Manches. He was panicking, so I told him about you. We left the room and locked the door. Then we were...
Filling time?
Waiting for you was stressful. We indulged in some simple comforts. Overindulged, perhaps.
Were you well acquainted with Fabio, the victim?
Everyone knew Fabio, or wanted to. His beauty was the talk of the island. Too handsome to go unnoticed. He was magnetic. Fat wallets fought for the privilege of having him. He offered the pleasures of performance, and more.
What about the fertility ritual? There was something about Fabio being a principle of life.
Fabio was supposed to portray the beauty of life's origin. Flowers, oil... Not this travesty that seems straight out of the Inquisition.
So this ritual is not the fertility rite. What was it meant to look like?
It begins with a woman lying naked in a flower bed on the altar. She represents Gaia, the earth. As I cover her in oils, we chant for the principle. As our calls reach a climax, Fabio enters and copulates with her. After he finishes, I stab her with a dagger. That part's just pretend, of course.
But the intercourse is not?
I did not expect you to be such a prude. Are you a virgin? It is nothing to be ashamed of, but it would explain the color of your cheeks. The fertility rite marks the start of our festivities. The principle of life is beautiful, intimate, essential. It must not be stopped.
Yet it appears that someone did stop it. What about the naked woman? Can you tell me anything about her?
Oh yes, Matista. She's one of Fabio's compatriots and a performer too. I haven't seen her today, actually.
When you discovered the body, was the door open?
No, it was locked. Oh, that reminds me. It's a minor detail, but the first time I came to speak to Fabio, I left without entering, having been unable to open the door.
You didn't have the key?
No, I had it. Don't look at me like that. I was mostly sober. I suspect there was a key in the other side of the door, blocking the lock.
That detail may very well be major, Verna. Well done. So you returned later only to find the lock was not blocked?
Correct. After an hour had passed, I tried again and was able to unlock the door. That's when I discovered poor, handsome Fabio.
The police remain unaware of this tragic event?
Some of them may be hiding behind their masks. They conceal many things. But we didn't want the authorities to create more problems. Besides, after a few cocktails, their incompetence will have soared to new heights.
How do you know I even want the case?
I promised you relaxation. If there's one thing I know about you, Sherlock, it's that nothing soothes you more than a good mystery.
So, Sherry, do you have any ideas about the case?
Perhaps.
Do I have any ideas about the case? Drops of blood, handprint. Manches note. Don't ignore the guests, Matista, and stop boring them. Present. For Manchios, Fabio's key is still on the table. The old wardrobe with the blood-stained robe. Matista, the performer. Where is she? Vogel's testimony. He tried to enter, but the door was blocked.
I think I can
somehow.
deduce what happened here.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see what options we have. So we'll start with the door. Someone was blocking the door with a key, right? Because he couldn't fit the key in. Okay, the bottle is in a room over there, which means he was killed here. And stabbed while on the altar. Okay, I think that's right. Okay, so someone was... So Fabio was stabbed with the wine bottle. Oh, sorry, not stabbed. Whacked over the head. Okay. He tried to get away. What other options do we have here? Oh, that could... Okay, it does look like the... Yeah, the left hand. It is the left hand. Right. So that's right. What about through here? So... A man was trying to... clean off the blood. An unknown man, because it wasn't Fabio. And then an unknown man. Not Fabio. Unknown man. Putting the bloody clothes in the closet. Alright, let's see if this is the one.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
I think this is right. It must be an unknown man, because Fabio's out here getting dragged to the altar. Don't know what I've got wrong, though. Maybe Fabio wasn't completely knocked out here. He was trying to escape. See if this works.
You're not even trying, Sherry.
Nope.
Concentrate.
What did I get wrong? He wasn't stabbed here, I'm sure of it. He was whacked over the head with the bottle. That's what the evidence shows. He was either dragged or he stumbled his way. I've tried both. Oh, this is not Fabio. This is an unknown man. Okay, this is the one that's wrong. Of course. Yeah, I didn't know who that was in the beginning. Yeah, so an unknown man blocks the door. This should be right then.
The bottle was used as a weapon during a scuffle in the smoking lounge. Then, to ensure no one would interrupt, the murderer locked the door. The unconscious body of the victim was moved to the altar room. Once the body was on the altar, the murderer thrust the dagger into the victim's heart. Symbols were drawn with the blood. The wardrobe was used to hide the bloodied robe from anyone's eyes. The killer washed himself and took a clean robe from the hanger before leaving.
Are you alright? You're on the floor, not moving.
I think I know what happened here.
Right, so let's go to the Mine Palace. Fabio's murder. Sacrificial lamb. Let's try to put these together. Fabio's key remains untouched. The murderer cleaned themselves. Okay, so Fabio didn't lock the door because his key was untouched. The murderer had the key to the altar room, which brings up something in the case book. Fabio died at the altar. Fabio was killed in a ritual murder. Okay. Get an option here. Fabio was killed in a ritual murder, or the ritual was a cover for a true murder motive. I don't know. Okay, so let's check out the case book. Murderer's key. It is clear the murderer had a key. If I find out who had a key to the altar room, I'll shrink the circle of suspects. Okay, let's find out. Obviously, Verna has a key.
I'm starting to put the pieces together.
Fabio was stabbed.
I see nothing gets past you, Verna. Yes, He was stabbed, but only after being knocked out in the next room and placed here. I do not yet know why.
So, who's responsible?
Well, it was one person working alone, and the murderer has now donned a robe. He or she could be hiding in plain sight. We have lost time, Verna, but your discretion may prove to be a benediction after all.
Okay, who had the keys?
The murderer had to have access to this room. After the crime, he used his own key to lock the door. So, who had the key to the altar room?
I'm not sure. As a special guest, I was provided one by Mr. Manches. He should be able to tell you of any others.
Where can I find him?
Most likely in the main hall, entertaining his guests. He has a mask with golden stars. You can't miss him. But please be discreet. We don't want to risk disturbing the revelry.
Okay. 2 pieces of evidence updated. Good Manchio's appearance has golden stars. Okay, let's ask Manchios who has the keys.
Kurt Manches, I presume. I'm Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, you must be the one Verna told me about. What a sweet voice you have. It must belong to a handsome young man. Can I call you Sherlock?
As you wish, Mr. Manches. Mr. Vogel asked me to help you. The body in the altar room requires answers, and quickly. I suspect the murderer to still be here.
What? Lower your voice. I don't want anyone to hear us.
I need to find all those who had the key to the altar room. As far as I know, Mr. Vogel, Fabio, and you had access to it. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. Also, Matista and Santos.
Santos? Who is that?
Santos Pinchetti, my major domo. In his opinion, at least.
I'd like to speak to Mr. Pinchetti and Matista. Do you have somewhere I might have a private conversation with them?
Of course, of course. Let me think. Matista is entertaining the guests somewhere, and Santos... Oh, yes. He will be busy with the servants. Or the cook. What's that noise? What's going on? Freeze, filth. You're under arrest.
He's standing on the table. The police look like they're a little bit aggressive, but they've definitely cleared out the room. I guess Sherlock is getting arrested as well.
Committed a crime, and now I have to free you, kiss your hand, and apologise for the inconvenience. Your Grace.
I did tell you that Mr. Vogel and I were innocent. I emphasized it in my statement.
Your statement? Thanks to some bigwigs who work for the so-called good of the country by releasing fleas like you. Thank God we have Vogel in this letter. Once I get to that goldfish, I'll...
Bigwig? Oh, my wretched brother Mycroft and his long nose.
Wait, did you say Mycroft? Mycroft Holmes? Are you the youngest son of Violet Holmes, rest her soul?
You knew my mother?
Not personally, no. Not exactly. I was working on the paperwork for that case.
Would you happen to remember anything of the events?
Well, I didn't make the inquiry, but I remember seeing some notes. Why?
Perhaps we can negotiate. I could be quite useful.
Got you hooked, right? You know what? Stark and the others think they're the smartest here, thanks to you. Let me get this straight. Are you listening to me, lad?
I'm all ears.
Take this case. Report to me only, to Constable Harvey Oswald. I'll leave everything I have on this table. Find the murderer. Be a real copper. Question the suspects, make them sing, give me something substantial.
And if Mr. Vogel is not a suspect?
If he's innocent, then you can take your favourite degenerate away from here. If you slip or mess with the evidence, then trust me, your brother won't save you from my bludgeon. Meanwhile, I'll be checking the archive for you. If anybody asks, then you're a consulting detective.
Let's make a start then, partner.
I'm glad we managed to get the scoop before the raid.